Have you ever wondered why, sometimes, despite all your effort and dedication, certain areas of your life seem stuck, with no progress? It almost seems as if there is an invisible force blocking your dreams, extinguishing your faith, and discouraging your spirit. But what if I told you that, through an act of faith, it is possible to break these barriers and activate a new phase of hope and prosperity? In the spiritual world, every word we speak with faith can be a powerful step toward transforming our lives. There is profound wisdom in understanding that prophetic acts, such as Psalm 23, bring protection that defies human logic, a covering that envelopes the mind, soul, and home itself with divine peace. Let's uncover the secrets of this practice together and understand why so many people achieve renewal and victory through it. But be careful. What we are going to explore here is more than empty words or rituals. It is an experience of intimacy with God, of trusting that He not only listens, but responds. With each act of faith, we build a direct link with divine hope and wisdom, asking for a future where nothing is missing, nothing is broken, and everything remains in its proper place. Breaking curses brings hope for a renewed life, far from the spiritual bonds that block progress and peace. Imagine a home where every corner exudes harmony, where there is nothing missing, nothing out of place. This is the promise that God offers when releasing blessings of prosperity. Here, the purpose is to trust in divine power to remove everything that impedes your journey, believing that prayers and faith can break through any barrier. In practice, this search involves opening your heart, asking for any curse, visible or invisible, to be dispelled. Trusting in God creates a space of safety where you can declare with conviction, nothing missing, nothing broken, nothing out of place. For those who wish to see this change, a practical suggestion is to set aside a daily time for prayer, asking for blessings to flow freely without obstacles. The more focused and intentional the prayer, the more renewal you feel. With faith and hope, prosperity ceases to be just a word, becoming part of a transformative journey. Asking God to remove every obstacle is more than a wish. It is an act of trust and wisdom that opens doors and creates a path of lasting peace. Life takes on a new shape, each challenge is overcome, and the home becomes a safe place, full of purpose, opening space for a prophetic act that further strengthens this protection. The prophetic act evokes a powerful protection that only God can offer, recalling the words of Psalm 23. He anoints my head with oil, my cup overflows. When asking for this divine anointing, the hope is that every area of life will be filled with faith, abundantly and overflowing. Imagine the anointing oil spreading and creating a protective barrier, preventing any evil from touching the home, making the environment safe and welcoming. This is a symbol of trust, where God's wisdom acts to strengthen and protect. This divine protection is not just a distant promise. It is a reality that can be sought daily. In moments of prayer, the person can imagine the Lord pouring oil into their life, filling it with peace and strength. This prophetic act reinforces the connection with God and reminds us that, with Him, there is no reason to fear. A practical example is to pray as a family, asking together for this anointing to be abundant and constant, renewing the home and bringing peace in any situation. As this anointing overflows, God's presence becomes palpable and confidence grows in each heart. Prayer becomes more than a simple request. It is an invitation for God to dwell in and govern one's life, bringing renewed hope and faith to move forward. This prophetic act points to a deeper commitment, to a relationship of surrender and dependence, where divine protection is strengthened with each step taken in faith. And with the solid foundation, space opens up to talk about spiritual legality and commitment to the divine. Active participation in faith is more than a choice. It is a deep commitment to God. When someone decides to get truly involved, they take a stance that opens spiritual doors, bringing a legality that strengthens divine protection. Faith ceases to be just a feeling and becomes a concrete action. For example, by setting aside time each day to pray, a person signals to the universe that they are willing to seek God's wisdom to guide each decision, creating a connection that strengthens trust and hope. This commitment generates a powerful spiritual movement where each act of faith becomes a point of contact with the divine. Each prayer, each reading of the Word, and each act of love are steps that consolidate this partnership with God. Even in difficult times, maintaining this practice strengthens spiritual resilience, bringing peace to the heart and hope to move forward. It is a path where the person is called to take a step of courage and faith because they know that the Lord walks alongside them, illuminating each decision. Those who live this spiritual legality notice a visible transformation in their lives. It is as if an invisible protection were installed around everything, strengthening the weak areas and bringing prosperity. This active participation does not mean a life free from challenges, but it ensures a constant presence of God, guiding and protecting. And by immersing oneself in this experience of faith, the person already feels prepared for the next step, the prophetic act inspired by Psalm 23, bringing even more depth and protection to the home. Prophetic acts with Psalm 23 bring a spiritual strength that many underestimate, but that transform lives when practiced with faith. By declaring, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want," the person is inviting the presence of God to dwell in their life, asking Him to bring wisdom for decisions, confidence in difficult times, and hope for the future. This act of faith goes beyond words. It involves the mind, heart, and soul, creating a link between the home and the divine peace that only God can provide. Imagine anointing your home while reciting this psalm, believing that each room will receive the divine presence, a protection that cannot be broken. For many, these acts are like an invisible covering, where God guides and guards every step, every thought. This type of prophetic act serves not only to ward off negative energies, but to reinforce the confidence and hope that He is present, guiding, and protecting. It is a commitment that brings peace and strength to face the challenges of everyday life. Every time someone performs these prophetic acts, they are reaffirming their relationship with God, showing that faith is not just a distant concept, but a real presence, capable of transforming the environment and life. When the home is protected by the divine presence, each resident feels the security that the Lord takes care of every detail. And so, this journey of faith continues, because there is always more to discover and experience in the presence of God, and this invites us to continue seeking even greater intimacy with Him. Now that you know the transformative power of an act of faith, what is stopping you from applying it in your life? Is there an area where your hope has not yet arrived, or where peace seems distant? Think about it. And if you want to see real changes, take the first step today. Start declaring, praying, and acting with this trust in God. These small actions can turn into great achievements. The wisdom and prosperity you seek may be just an act of faith away. Leave your experiences or questions about how to put this faith into practice in the comments. Share where you need to see this transformation, and together, we will build a community of support and encouragement. And to continue on this journey, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any content that will strengthen your journey. How about taking this next step